telling what happened over there. It is what it is. Let's get to rolling. I did my strap for my helmet before I left the house, which, you know, small things. Hoping this thing's recording this time, unlike earlier. Maybe this time it'll actually record. The entire time I've been driving around, I passed probably 4 or 5 cops. Speaking of which, there goes Anderson City. What is that? It's a dog. There's the Christmas lights for everybody that hasn't seen them yet. Thank you, neighbor, for doing that for us every year. All holidays, all season. Although I do hope that the video doesn't conk out. My biggest fear now, since I'm riding when it's getting dark out, is the fact that there could be a deer somewhere. I had my fair share of deer accidents already. One at 50 miles an hour on a Gixxer 750, so I don't want to deal with that. Especially not tonight on my day off. With wet roads and everything all in the road, apparently, like tree branches. Come on, truck. Alright, let's test this thing out. Roads ain't totally dry though, and as I said earlier, there's so much wooded area here that I don't want to risk the chance of another animal coming out in front of me. At least a dog with slow motion ran away from me, but deer, for whatever reason, love to run towards me. I've already had, let's see, 3 deer run towards me. One actually hit me at 50 miles an hour. Luckily, the other 2 finally ran off and I either red bombed or stopped and yelled at or honked a horn, but yeah, I don't mess around with deer on the bike anymore. We'll be out of commission for about a month. It's never fun. Ooh, temperature feels like it's bombing over here across the lake. That was a track back. I just went from warm weather to, oh my god, icicles. Yep, it's dropping already. 73 to 70 and dropping. Hopefully it'll stabilize in the 70s or high 60s though, because I do not want to get caught in the cold weather. That or the rain, but so anyways, yeah, if you guys are willing to let me know what you guys are looking for, whether it be mountain rides, high-speed pulls, going to the drag strip. I mean, yeah, I do daily ride this bike all the time. Because earlier, as I was trying to record, I had hit 20,700 miles on it. As you can see now, I'm already at 20,700 and almost 30. Now I gotta be extra vigilant because this is the area where the deer looking to run across. In fact, the spot I hit one was actually up ahead. It's way up ahead though. As you see around this bend, it's a long straightaway. Very long. Very straight. Sometimes very fun, but like I said, I mean, it's just one of those things where you ain't careful, it'll bite you in the ass. In this area here where I hit the deer, but you know, and sadly enough, most people might think, well, if you're behind a car, you should be alright. I was actually behind a Jeep going the opposite direction right here when I went to pass him, as you can see, in a passing zone, and deer came out in front of me and literally took off the entire front end of my bike, and I fell off the bike on the left side, luckily rolling into grass, although unluckily rolling into a briar patch. Motorcycle kept going and tumbled end over end, breaking the entire thing apart, where I had a frame, I had an engine, and I had two wheels, and that was about all that was left of the bike. They actually had to ask me what the mileage was on it, because they couldn't even find the instrument panel to get it put back together to find what the mileage was on it. And sadly enough, I had looked at it that day, and I was at 1,000 miles on a brand new Gixxer 750. R.I.P. to that bike. Also earlier today though, I've seen probably 4 or 5 county cops and 1 city cop just filling up the gas. So we'll see how many cops we see tonight going this way. Hopefully not too many, otherwise I'm just going to be brake checking going, oh my god, a cop! We gotta slow down. Like, if you guys just maintain the speed limit or follow above, they ain't gonna mess with you, but you know, that's just me, so we shall see. This intersection, I hate the bulls because people might turn left, and I mean, I get that, there's people coming, but then you got the people on the right side, like this person coming towards me. They sometimes stop, they sometimes don't. You kind of got to play with fire on that one. This guy wants to get on it. All right. Let's see how things go on this ride. I'm hoping it's better than the last one. Especially after I filled up the gas tank earlier. About steady. I'm alright with this pace. It's not too fast, not too slow. But like I said, I don't want to go so fast that I don't have time to react to a deer or something else. And I mean, no matter how fast or slow you're going, sometimes you don't have time to react. Because if they stay in that shadow far enough when you don't have your high beams on, even if you're going 40 miles an hour, they might wait until you're right up on them before they jump out in front of you and just smack your bike or car or truck or whatever you're riding with. And you just don't have time. Now, if you're in a car or truck and they smack your side, that's, you know, a door or a fender or whatever. But if you're on a bike, that's like getting head-butted by a goat to the side. You do not want that. One thing I like about the clutch mod is once I'm done shifting, I don't have to use my left clutch hand anymore. Because, man, this city bike went to a freaking race bike. Like, this thing is meant to just go, 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 go. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like to go, 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 but there's a time and a place for everything. And when I got to get around town sometimes, it's like, how are you going to do that, red light to red light, when your hand's literally giving out and you're about to stall the bike just because you can't keep it in neutral without putting it in neutral? Oh, yeah. fences on their house with the paramedic vehicle behind it, or in front of it, whatever. And then, actually I don't think I've seen any fire trucks recently. I haven't seen those in a while, which is a good thing, knock on wood, but that just means nobody's setting fire or blowing anything up like they don't need to. Alright, let's get this. Didn't have the actual lights on. It could have been a cop sitting there clocking people. It could have been just some guy trying to pull off the driveway, or even sitting in their driveway. There's no telling. One of the downsides of riding on this route, though, is right here. You go from a 55 zone to a 35 zone, and then from 35 to 25. But just to put some icing on the cake, they repaved it in the middle of rain and cold, so that they had to rush because they didn't want to be out there, understandably. And now all this new fresh pavement is worse than the actual old pavement, so I'm doing this. I'm just bobbleheading the whole time because this is just basically riding waves instead of smooth road surface. So I always try to naturally avoid it when possible. I always got to watch for people coming out of this side road behind me to the right too, because they love to just fly up on this road without stopping for that stop sign. Although there was that one time the one guy decided to stop on this road because he thought the stop sign was for him and not for the oncoming, right side road back there. Now that I passed the guy, though, it's like he wants to follow me like I was following him. I'm like, that is not advisable. Especially now we're about to jump over to the next county where they love to chase anything from a bike to a car to a van to a truck to a bus to whatever. Try to stick with the middle over here though, so I can stay out of the ruts and the waviness of the road. It's kind of rough sometimes. I hope this video turns out better than my daytime videos though, simply for the fact that every time I do daytime videos, I don't have the filter jet that I ordered. It's basically whiting out from all the sunlight and washing everything out, and it makes it look like garbage. So it's like all my good, all my good footage is basically going to crap because nobody can see anything. It's like, it looks like we're driving on white surfaces with no road or sky or trees or anything, which is kind of, BS in my opinion, but it is what it is. This trip ain't that bad though on this road, because you got 55 mile an hour zones all the way from one county to the other, minus that one spot in the middle I just passed that was 35, 25, 35 with rough roads. The rest of this is all 55 out here. Wonderful passing until I switch roads and then I'm good. I wonder if that's a bike or a car. That's a car. That's why I always tell people, please fix your headlights. I had people tell me, I don't have the money because it costs $200, or I don't have the time because I don't know how to do it, and I can't take it to a shop, and just all different reasons. But I'm like, if I see somebody coming towards me with one headlight on, and I feel like you're a bike, and all of a sudden your headlight that I can see is coming towards me, I'm thinking, maybe the bike is shifting in the lane. And then I realize it's a car coming into my lane. I don't have time to react no matter what I'm doing. So please, for the love of God, fix your headlights. And the same thing applies to brake lights. When I see people riding around with the brake lights either out or they don't work, and I'm sitting there and I'm coming up behind you, and all of a sudden you're stopping and I don't know it because you don't have your brake lights working. This guy does, which is nice. Got the passing zone up ahead, I'll be able to go around him. Well, I saw you go around the corner. I clocked you going I think he said 70-something miles an hour. And I said, well, yeah. I said, I'm not going to lie, I probably was going that fast. I said, but honestly, those cars you just saw pass us after I'd already pulled way over here. You know, I'd gone up the road a ways, and he catches up to me, and he's like, you know, what were you doing? I said, the cars that just passed us after they finally caught up to me, actually were passing them. Now they're passing me again, so I'll be stuck behind them again, but I ain't worried about it because I'm going to work. And he was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because he heard me accelerate, and then he heard me decelerate. So he's like, well, just be safe out there, you know, nice bike, and try not to do something stupid. I was like, well, yeah, I don't want to get killed on a bike. I've had my fair share of close calls, and not too proud of all of them. I will take my life over my bike, that's for sure. I can replace my bike. I've had to replace my bike, I hate to admit it, but yeah, it is what it is. Down to one bike now, though. I had a few bikes for a while there, but my buddy got my 98 CBR 900RR that you see in the other videos, and I got this bike, a Cowie. I had a Kawasaki Cruiser, a Vulcan 900 Classic LT for me and the wife to ride. And of course, now it's like, with us not having time to ride and needing money, I had to wind up selling that bike to a dealership, just getting cash out, paying off her car and my car and the truck and a whole bunch of other vehicles, you know. So I was like, down to just this bike. I've had several bikes though. Like I said, I've had the Suzuki Gixxer 750. I've had the, you know, turning, you're going straight. Oh, okay, turning without a signal. That's awesome. I've had the, let's see, starting from the beginning, I've had the Honda 900RR. Then I had the Suzuki 750. Then I had, oh yeah, the Honda CBR 1000RR. Then I had, oh yeah, I gotta watch for cross traffic here because people want to fly through that stop sign. And then, see, after the Honda CBR, it was the Cruiser. As I had the CBR made the sad fate of the back of a truck. And then, other than that, it was this bike. And then now I've, you know, like I said, I've sold my CBR to my buddy, sold the Cruiser to a dealership, and now I'm down to this thing. So, yeah, hopefully in the, I wouldn't say near future, but hopefully in the future I'll be able to get another Cruiser for the wife and I. And I don't know yet what it's going to be though. It could be a touring, could be a sport touring, could be a cruiser, it could be anything, to be honest with you. I don't know yet. I dabble in a lot of things, but I'm so fancy on the sport and super sports that I might just go sport tour and get me a concourse and be that guy, you know, that I got a 1400 everything, but I don't know yet, because it's really based on what she's comfortable riding more than what I like to drive. I mean, yeah, I'll be driving it, but if she don't want to get on the back of it, there's no point in me having two bikes for just myself, so I'll have to do my research into what I do like and what she's okay with riding on, because she don't want nothing huge that she can't climb over, she don't want nothing tall that she can't climb over, and she don't want nothing bulky, so she's very picky about her bikes. But I mean, I can't lie, I kind of am too on my own bike, so basically if it doesn't go fast and look nice, I don't want it. But yeah, so we'll see how that adventure plays out. Sadly, there's no passing zones on this road all the way. At least not until it widens from a 2-lane to a 4-lane road, but that's not for a couple more miles. And these people need to learn what they're doing on a road, because they're literally stopping. I'm going less than 40 in a 55 now because they want to just be stupid or something. I don't know what they're doing. This is why I hate when people are on this road that don't know how to drive, because there's no way to pass them, because there's too many blind hills, blind curves, and they're just stuck waiting for them to please turn off the road, get off the road for a split second and let me go by and get back on the road, or whatever they're doing, pull into the driveway, something, because apparently I can't get out of fourth gear, they're going so slow. And I'm sure all the neighbors are appreciating the fact that they love me going by at, I wouldn't say high RPM, but a lower gear, just droning on in slow motion when I could be cruising by at, you know, 55, 60 miles an hour speed limit basically. Oh my God. And go ahead and get out of their hair so they don't have to hear this the whole time, you know? Because I highly doubt in my home I'd want to hear somebody creeping along at low RPMs, low speed. I'd rather them go by at low RPM, high speed, and just be done. Like, say, 6 gear, 2,500, 3,000 RPM, just get by the house and go, you know, and take care of business. That's why a lot of the times when I'm riding through, whether it be my neighborhood or, you know, just anywhere that's a slow speed that I gotta watch out for dogs like earlier, or kids, or people, or whatever, I'm not trying to go as slow as humanly possible, because I know people don't want to hear my bike just droning like a bunch of angry bees in their house as I'm going by at 10 miles an hour, but I also don't want to be going 60 miles an hour through a neighborhood, so I kind of have to meet them halfway in the middle and go like 40 to 50. So, there is that. I try to be respectful of others, to be honest with you, though, when it comes to, you know, people, you know, living on the side of the road up close versus somebody that's like 5 miles off the road in a farm, as well as, you know, other people on the road, bikers, things like that. I mean, yeah, I'll pass somebody in a heartbeat, but at the same time, I'm going to pass and keep going. I'm not going to slow down. I'm not going to look back, throw up my hand, or nothing like that. The only time you ever see me throw up my hand on a video, or anytime, even if you see me in, you know, on the street or something, is when something really bad has happened. Like, I've had a coworker who, you know, she nicely replied and was like, I'm really sorry, because she showed up behind me at the gate going into work, and she was like, I'm sorry, I didn't see you, blah, 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 but she pulled out from a left turn right into my lane. Did not go to the median, nothing, just right into my lane, and I had to swerve over in the right lane, hit a rev or two, and then just went on my way from the right lane, because it's a 4-lane road, and, you know, left her in the dust. But she saw me after she heard me, because she didn't even know I was there until I revved a little bit as I, you know, launched the bike to get away from her, so she didn't come into my lane again. And then she was like, oh man, I hope it didn't work with me, and finds out, yeah, I do work with her. So she, of course, came up and was like, I'm so sorry, I did not mean to, you know, my family rides, I always try to be careful and, you know, look, but sometimes I understand people are in a hurry and they just want to go, and you know, they basically just, in a nutshell, don't pay attention, don't look twice, and just pull out. Expect everything to be clear. Oh, there's a tow truck down there. Interesting. Alright. Get in front of this guy so I don't get cut off randomly. But sadly enough, I got to turn up ahead, so yay! That's it for this video. Stay tuned for the next one.